The Game of Thrones season finale is here, which means season 7's almost over? Okay, this is too hot and cold for me.
You're afraid of fire.
Okay, The Hollywood Reporter's Josh Wigler has been all over coverage for last week's Beyond the Wall, and he's broken down everything we learned from that episode and all you need to know to be ready for the big finale.
Tell me what they are.
Okay, first up, we know a little bit about what's coming in the season 7 finale, The Dragon and the Wolf. Josh Wigler points out that the episode's title certainly hints at some major developments for Daenerys Targaryen and Jon Snow, especially in the King in the North's case.
Do you understand?
It's also possible, writes Wigler, that The Dragon and the Wolf speaks directly toward one of the story's most important twists. A twist that many fans already know, and one that Thrones has heavily implied but stopped short of outright confirming.
He issued an annulment for Prince Rhaegar.
Jon Snow is both the dragon and the wolf, the secret son of the late Prince Rhaegar Targaryen and Lyanna Stark.
And remarried him to someone else at the same time.
If you've been watching this long and didn't know that, I don't feel bad for you. Also, Sam, please let Gilly talk. Snow's set to learn that he's not Ned Stark's son at all. That his biological father is the man his adopted father fought against in a bitter war. That he's a legitimate heir to the Iron Throne, based on the line of succession, which will be a curiously timed revelation given that Jon just verbally relinquished his claim as king in the North and pledged his fealty to Daenerys as his queen. Oh, and Daenerys, she's his aunt, which makes things even more complicated given the growing romance between these two Targaryen relatives. Wow. Alright, bottom line, as Wigler puts it, for a guy frequently accused of knowing nothing, Jon Snow's about to know a lot. Alright, so no big deal for Jon Snow. He's just the rightful heir to the Iron Throne. The queen he's crushing on is his aunt, and oh yes, he's about to face off with another queen, one who also knows a little something about love of family, if you know what I'm saying. In the finale teaser photos from HBO, we see Jaime Lannister and Cersei together, presumably meeting with the King in the North. Technically, it's not the first time Jon and Cersei are inhabiting the same space. It's hard to remember back that far, but they were both in each other's worlds back in the Winterfell days of the series premiere. Is Cersei still open to an alliance? Will the White from the Wall pull her toward the light side? Will she betray them all? No matter what, we're looking at a milestone for the show, with Dany, Jon, and Cersei's forces all occupying the same space. It was really surreal, says Ian Glenn, Ser Jorah Mormont himself. I think it's hard for fans to appreciate how dissipated and separated we've all been over the course of 7 or 8 years. For me, it felt like it was part of the beginning of the end in a very good way. In a very lovely way. Sorry, in a very lovely way. Speaking of the end, who is safe to get through this finale?
No one.
Yep, according to Josh Wigler's interview with actor Christopher Hivju, who plays Tormund Giantsbane, everybody should watch their backs. It's going to be interesting, I can tell you that. It's like Game of Thrones is competing with Game of Thrones in the way that we feel everybody has to take it up another notch to make the fans happy. We're competing with ourselves. Episode 7 is maybe the longest one. We're talking about a feature-length episode. We're also talking about the woman who blew everything up last season finale. Hashtag never forget. Hashtag I miss you, High Sparrow. Of course, we also lost someone important just last week when the dragon Viserion went down. Thanks to the Night's King and his freaking spear. Man, I hate you, Night's King. Who liked that? Josh Wigler spoke to Alan Taylor, director of Beyond the Wall, who summed up the landmark moment. I killed Ned Stark. I killed Julius Caesar. I killed Wild Bill Hickok. I killed, character name redacted because this is a terrific final season twist that should not be spoiled even 10 years later, on The Sopranos. As a director, it's great when you have a moment like that, because you know it's going to have an impact when a character has been established in a way that you've been invested in them. I knew that killing a dragon was going to be like killing a puppy. I knew it would have an impact and be a game-changing thing. I was grateful to be able to do it. How dare you, sir? How dare you? Make sure to head to thr.com/Game of Thrones for much more from Josh Wigler's interviews with the director and cast, a full recap of Beyond the Wall, and a breakdown of what we can expect in The Dragon and the Wolf. In the meantime, guys, what do you think will happen in the finale? Who will die? Will Cersei finally believe in White Walkers after meeting a White? Lots of questions, and we need answers.
It's difficult to explain.
Try, please, for me.
Comment below on what you're thinking. For the Hollywood Reporter News, I'm the Prince in the North, Paul Costabile, and don't forget to subscribe right here to keep up with all things THR News. More impressions too.